Hey you guys, what's up? It's your girl Cree. Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'll be bringing you guys the long awaited top 10 for life. I have been working on this list for so long. As I've been curating my collection, I have really been honing in on the thought of just being okay with having less and really enjoying my collection. And it's made me sit back and think, what are the fragrances that you absolutely cannot live without? Quote unquote. As we already know, fragrance is absolutely something you can live without. You don't have to have it, but we're just trying to get an idea of what are the fragrances that without fail, you know, you reach for, you don't get tired of. What are the fragrances that you pull for more times than not and that you absolutely don't want to be without? And so I have curated this list of the top 10 fragrances in my collection that I just don't want to be without. That's now or within the foreseeable future. And so if you guys would like to see this list and what I came up with, then please continue to watch. Before we get started, go ahead and hit the like button for your girl. If you want to see more content from me, then you'll want to hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell, you guys, so that you are notified every single time that your girl uploads a video. With no further ado, let's get into this list. I'm going to try to do this in the order of which I will wear these. So I'm going to try to go through the season. So we're going to go ahead and start with the springtime. When I think of the top 10 for life, I want to have fragrances that will last me all year long. Okay, so that means there are some parts of the year where I want to have certain fragrances and have to have them. Times that you'll pull for in the heat. Other fragrances that I don't mind wearing all year long. And some that are more leaning towards fall and winter. Those will be where the bulk of my fragrances will be, because that is my favorite season, fall and winter, as far as fragrance goes. Well, really, in real life, I love the fall. So those are my type of vibes. So you'll notice that some of these will lean more towards that season. But we're going to go ahead and start with the season that has already passed, and that is spring and summer. These two fragrances that I'll start with are the fragrances that, without fail, easy grabs for the summertime. And I don't think I'll get tired of them. I have two, so I'll be able to rotate between the two. One of them is not necessarily my fave, but it's a staple for the summertime and it's necessary to me in a top 10 for life type of video. That first fragrance that I'm mentioning is Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Intense. Now, I have the Light Blue Intense, so that's what I went with. But you guys, it could be any version of the light blue for me. Whatever I have on hand is good. I actually have multiple. I have like 4 light blues. I had the original, emptied that. Then I got this. I also have the Summer Vibes. And I recently emptied the Love is Love, which you'll see in my next empties video. But yeah, you guys, honestly, it doesn't even matter. Just one of the light blues. This happens to be the one that I have. But if I had my choice, it would probably be the OG, to be honest. In my humble opinion, Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue is simply a staple. It's an OG, it's a classic, it's refreshing, it's light. This is one of those fragrances I didn't start off loving in the beginning. I actually was given this fragrance, not this one, but the OG, from my grandmother, and I used to wear that when it was all I had. When I didn't have a large collection, this was one of the fragrances that I had, and I honestly used to wear it all the time, like even when it wasn't summertime, because at the time, I recall not having too many fragrances, and so I would pull for it all the time. Contrary to popular belief, people who are not on YouTube or who don't have large collections, they just wear what they have. A lot of people will have 1, 2, maybe 3 fragrances, and that's it. And so for me, at one point, this was all I had, and believe it or not, I didn't love the fragrance, but it was something about it. It was easygoing, and I always garnered compliments. That's one thing about it I can say. I always got compliments, especially from men, from this fragrance. So I found that interesting. So it made me lean into it more. I feel like in the summertime, especially in that summer blazing heat, you need something like a light blue that's just easygoing, refreshing. It's a citrus type of vibe. It's a little sweet as well, at least in this one for sure. Like an apple fragrance, so that was right up my alley. It just doesn't get better than light blue in the summertime for me. This is number 10 from my top 10 for life. Just as an honorable mention, I did want to bring out Moschino Love is Love. Now, this is not on my list, but this is an actual dupe of Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue anyway. I had to mention this because this is what I lean towards more these days. I found out about this maybe a year ago, and literally it has my heart. I reach for this all the time, even more so than my light blue. The reason why I put light blue on the list instead of this is because this is a dupe of this. It was inspired by fragrance. It seems almost an exact dupe of this. It's a little bit sweeter. The notes vary a bit, but in my opinion, you're getting the same type of vibes. I don't really see you not liking the other if you like the one. They're just small variations in this one versus the OG. They're dupes of one another. So the reason I wanted to show you this one is because this is the one that I enjoy more so, and I do pull for this very often. But in this video, and you will see that as we go on, I want to highlight the actual fragrance. And since to me this was pretty much inspired by the OG light blue, I have to give recognition and credit where it's due, and that is to the OG. So I went with light blue, but please understand that is interchangeable with this. Either one of these I can have and be a-okay. Okay, and that is Moschino's I Love Love. Now for the next fragrance on my list, this will be number 9, and that is Clean Reserve's Sparkling Sugar. Now, if you're not new on my channel, and I know some of you may be, I'm going to enlighten you. Clean Reserve Sparkling Sugar is a staple. I love this fragrance. I literally adore it. I wore this down this past summer. You guys, I have a significant dent in it, as you can see, and this is not my first fragrance. I have had maybe 3 of these in the past summer. I love this. I sprayed it a little bit ago when I was creating this list, because I haven't sprayed it now in about a couple months or so because it's now fall time, but y'all, it still hits the same. I couldn't stop smelling myself. I love this. This is a very easygoing, again, very fresh, refreshing type of fragrance. When it's hot and sticky, sweaty outside, you definitely don't want to smell super decadent, sticky, and gourmand-like. This is what I consider to be a summertime gourmand. So you're still going to get the soft, fruity feels, but it's light. It's not heavy. It's a clean scent. I don't get tired of it, you guys. This is peach nectar, musk, and black currant. That's it. That's all. It's not much to it. I love this. And if I got tired of light blue and I didn't want to pull for that profile anymore, I'll be right at home with this one here. So that is Clean Reserve Sparkling Sugar. The way I love this, like, it had to be in my top 10 for life. So that is number 9, Clean Reserve Sparkling Sugar. Gotta have it. Next up, you guys, we have another for the summer, but this is a little bit more into those like summertime gourmands. It can lean a little more into the fall as well, but this is absolutely a staple for the summertime, and that is Soul Perfume Charosta 62 by Sol de Janeiro. You guys, I've raved and raved about this on my channel. You guys already know this is a beautiful nutty vanilla fragrance. This has vanilla and caramel, heliotrope, almond, and pistachio. This is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I fell in love with this scent years ago. Not so much the perfume. I had the body spray, and you guys, as an honorable mention, I will pop that up there. The body spray is really what I lean more towards for the summertime, but I didn't want to feature any body sprays in this video, so I did go with this. That profile will absolutely remain in my collection forever and always. It's not something that I'm willing to let go of. I'm not letting up on this. This has to be in my collection, and like I said, this will go good for the summertime as well as the fall season, in my opinion. This particularly leans very heavy on the gourmand aspect, but like I said, if you're looking for something more for summertime, then I would lean more towards the body spray. But nevertheless, I love using these in conjunction with one another. This has to be in my collection, so this is number 8 in my top 10 for life, and that is Charosta 62 Soul Perfume. So next up on my list is one that I have spent a lot of time raving about on this channel, but just so you guys know where I stand with it, so there's no question, none other than Valentino Donna Born in Roma, the EDP. Do we even have to explain? Let me explain, just in case you don't know. This fragrance is a love. When I first decided to jump into this fragrance game, I went to Ulta just to sniff around and to smell different fragrances that I had been hearing about on the net prior. And this was one that jumped out at me. First of all, the bottle itself just gave me spicy vibes. It just jumped out at me amongst the others that I could see. It's something about this almost spiked like packaging that really got to me. But then the juice, it's the juice for me. Listen, when you spray this, I immediately get a burst of that black currant, and you get jasmine. Jasmine is so sexy in here. This is a sexy, daytime appropriate fragrance. It's something bright about it. It's something fresh about this fragrance, but it's still something sexy and something that jumps out and grabs you about this fragrance. It is the ultimate compliment getter. Hands down, you will get a compliment every single time that you wear it. It's an attention grabber. You are going to be the talk of the room when you walk in with this fragrance. And it's vanilla. I mean, who doesn't love a good vanilla scent? It's just not your typical vanilla. It has your bourbon vanilla in here. It's got black currant, jasmine. So good. So good. I cannot rave about this enough. I understand that a lot of the girls wear it. It's very popular. It's very crowd pleasing, but that's what I like about it. Because for a top 10 for life type of fragrance, you need to be something that I can grab for any time. So when I don't know what to wear, but I know I want to smell stunning, I know I want to grab attention, I know I want to command the room, but I don't want to do too much. I don't want to think too much about it. I grab Valentino Donna Born Aroma, and it does it for me every single time. Valentino Donna Born Aroma, that is number 7 on my top 10 for life. See, you guys, we are leaning more into the summer months. That, of course, is appropriate for spring as well, but we're leaning down from summer. And with that, I have another fragrance that I feel is also good for summer. This is a fragrance that I got this year. It's a brand new fragrance, and I fell head over heels for it the minute that I got it. Fragrance is none other than Acro Bake. You guys, if you know, you know. My subs on my channel, I know you're not surprised. This has just taken me by storm. I got this fragrance first in a small size, and I had to re-up. Like, I kid you not, the best, the absolute best summertime gourmand fragrance. I needed it. And I don't see myself not having it in my collection and not wanting it. I don't think this is year round. I do think you could wear this a little bit into the fall months when we're still getting that sometimes warm. Mornings are cold, but the daytime is warm, 70s and 80s. I do think this is sort of appropriate for that time. But when I tell you this was just a beautiful blend of lemon and vanilla, praline, brown sugar. This the one, y'all. This the one. For me, this is the perfect gourmand for the summertime. As long as I got this and the previous ones I've shown you, I'm pretty much good. I love me a vanilla lemon scent combo, and that's exactly what you get in this. Acro Bake has number 6 on my top 10 for life list. Coming in at number 5 is a fragrance that a lot of people consider to be more of a fall and winter fragrance, but me personally, I can wear this all year round. I've worn it in spring, I've worn it in summer, fall, I'm wearing it now, and winter just the same. And that fragrance is Oriana by Parfums de Marly. Now, you guys, when it comes to Oriana, this is a scent profile that the very first time I laid my nose on it, I knew it was love at first sniff. Now, I started off with dupes of this fragrance, and after trying dupe after dupe after dupe, I knew that I needed to go ahead and get the original fragrance. One thing about me, I love me a good dupe. I'm all about saving money, smelling good on a budget. However, when it comes to certain scent profiles, if I feel like it's worth it, if I can find it at a discount, if I love the fragrance enough to get dupe after dupe after dupe, eventually I will go ahead and fork out the money and support the brand. And that's exactly what I did with this one here. Oriana from Parfums de Marly is a beautiful raspberry and marshmallow fragrance. This fragrance opens up with a burst of bergamot, mandarin essence, and grapefruit. It goes into orange blossom and black currant, raspberry, and then it goes down into that chantilly cream and marshmallow vanilla base. Listen, when I tell you this is a beautiful raspberry marshmallow scent, I absolutely love this. There is musk in the base of this fragrance, so there is something about it that tends to give some people an essence of like a cleanliness or a detergent-esque type of vibe. I actually like that in this fragrance. It's not overpowering, but it does help to kind of break up that sweetness, so it's not just an overwhelming amount of sweetness, at least not in my opinion. This is just what I need. I absolutely love this fragrance. Hands down, one of my favorite gourmand fluffy marshmallow scents, and it needed to be on this list because I absolutely love it. I don't pull for this as much as I pull for a lot of my dupes, but I have to highlight the original DNA. In my opinion, it's only right to do so. I wear this a lot of times out when I go out with that fragrance on, but when I'm just chilling around the house or just going out to run errands, I don't pull for this. I pull for my dupes, but I'm not going to highlight them in this video because this is the top 10 for life, and we're going to highlight the OGs, the original fragrance, whatever said dupe was inspired by. That in this case is Oriana. So here we go. Like I said, you can wear this all year round, and I do. Coming in at number 5 is, again, Parfums de Marly, Oriana. Guys, we've gotten through those spring and summertime fragrances. Now we're going to get into those, what most people would call fall and winter fragrances. I'm not going to lie. Some of these I actually do wear in the summertime as well, but I'll wear them more in the nighttime. So you know how we have those cozy summer nights, or sometime in the fall, you still have like warm weather, but the nighttime is pretty cool. That's what these will serve a purpose for. So next up on the list, coming in at number 4, we have Valentino Donna Buonarroma Intense. Listen, I know some of you may be wondering, being that I already added Valentino Donna Buonarroma, the EDP, did I really need to add the Intense too? And the answer is yes, absolutely I did. Y'all, I love this that much, okay? Oftentimes when I wear the OG, anytime I want to sexy it up and go for like a sexier date night vibe and I want to amp up the sexy, I add my Valentino Donna Buonarroma Intense. It absolutely serves a purpose that I just don't get from the OG. The OG is beautiful, and I know for some it is the only one that you need, but in my collection, this one here is an absolute staple. It's wonderful as a standalone, but it's also really, really good when you want to layer it and really intensify and bring out the sexy. As opposed to the original, this a little more fun and flirty type of vibes. This one gives sultry, sexy type of vibes. This is going to amp up the deepness, amps up the jasmine in here. It has benzoin and of course that vanilla. You guys, this takes that one and sexies it up. This is more rich auntie vibes, okay? That is, she's an it girl, okay? Don't get me wrong. I love her. She's an it girl. But this is rich auntie vibes, okay? She's big sis. Oh, this is Valentino Donna Buonarroma Intense, and I absolutely love her. She stands on her own too, and I have others on this list that I enjoyed their flankers as well, but I had to pick just one slot for them, and I went with one or the other. But this one, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't choose between the two. They equally deserve a spot on this list. And so for that reason, coming in at number 4, Valentino Donna Buonarroma Intense. Now we're down to the top 3, and these are my all-time staples. They don't miss. All of them hit just the same. These are the ones I cannot go without, along with the others on this list. But yeah, I know the anticipation is killing you, so let's get into it. Coming in at the number 3 spot, none other than, who's surprised? Who's surprised? Nobody. I already know. If you follow me on my channel, you knew this was going to be in there. You knew it. My subs are sick of hearing me talk about this, so I apologize, y'all, but I'm gonna have to do it for the rest of you who don't know me and never seen my face before. You guys, this is A Good Girl by Carolina Herrera. This is the EDP. For me, the only one worth mentioning. This one is not duping anything else. This doesn't smell like anything else. This stands out on her own. This, for me, is the quintessential sexy fragrance. Anytime I want to break necks, snatch everybody's attention, anytime I want to give sexy, alluring vibes, I go for Good Girl. If you ever looked up the notes for Good Girl, you'll see it's like a whole page. I'm not sure if I put notes in this video, but there's literally everything but the kitchen sink in Good Girl. And when I tell you it is blended to perfection, I don't know if it's the cacao, the vanilla, the coffee, tuberose, bergamot, orris root, lemon. I don't know. All I know is this is utter perfection. For me, this is the only Good Girl I need and will continue to have. The way I feel about Good Girl, you knew she had to be on this list. If I could only have one fragrance to step out in, whether I'm going to a sexy dinner, a sexy date night, Good Girl would have to be on that list. You hear what I'm saying? That's why she made it to the top 3. Y'all, I could rave on and on about Good Girl all day, all night, but y'all have heard these things before. But just in case you were wondering what and why, coming in at number 3, the one and only Carolina Herrera, Good Girl EDP. So now we're down to the top 2, and I know inquiring minds are wondering what made the cut, what's above Good Girl. Next up on this list, you guys, is going to be a surprise for some, but to others, not so much. And this is coming in at number 2. We have Giardini di Toscana's Bianco Latte. Yes, y'all, I haven't raved about this very much on my channel, but if you know, you know. This has become a love for me. When I first got this fragrance, it wasn't a love at first sniff. It was a really like at first sniff, but it took me some time to really grow to the place that I'm at with it now. I really had to get to know this fragrance and understand its composition. Over time, I grew to love it. This is one of those fragrances that you want to take your time with. You don't need to go in the way you go in with some of your other fragrances with this. This is your caramel vanilla dream. Caramel, vanilla, honey, coumarin, white musk. That's this fragrance in a bottle. This isn't the most remarkable fragrance I've ever smelled. Hell, might not even be the best vanilla fragrance I've ever smelled. What draws me to it is the combo of caramel and vanilla alongside the honey. If it was just for the vanilla alone, I don't think I would really like it, which is why I think I've leaned more into this than a lot of other fragrances, because I'm not for the strictly vanilla extract scent. I mean, I like my vanilla with a little jazz to it. I like it sweetened up. And this combination of vanilla and caramel just does it for me. It does it every time. Now, I'm not gonna lie. 9 times out of 10, you will see me use the dupe that I have that's similar to this before I pull for this, because this is a powerhouse. This is a beast of a scent. Obnoxiously so. It is nauseatingly headache inducing at times because it is so strong of a scent. And a lot of times we're ready to go in, you know, the way that we do with our fragrances, but you can't do that with this. The way that you're used to spraying all around in your hair and all on your clothes and on your skin, you don't need to do that with this. This will choke you out, okay? So you have to be ready when it comes with this one. All the more reason why it's good to have this, because you don't have to do a whole lot to get the payoff that you want with this fragrance. It lasts forever. It's beast mode. It trails. Spray this out in my hair and you'll smell it for days and days and days on end. So you get the bang for your buck. Even though I oftentimes gravitate towards my dupe because it's not as strong, not as much of a powerhouse, I have to acknowledge the original DNA. And the truth is that DNA stems from this fragrance. So I have to give props where props is due. So coming in at the number 2 slot is none other than Giardini di Toscana Bianco Latte. This fragrance needs no introduction, so we're just going to jump into it. Coming in at the #1 spot, we have YSL Libre Le Parfum. We're just going to give it a moment of silence because she is a masterpiece, okay? YSL Libre Le Parfum, in and of itself, is bossy. Okay, if you guys remember my sentiments about Valentino Donna Born Aroma, I carry those same sentiments about YSL Libre. About a year ago, when I was on my journey towards finding fragrances that will give me the vibe that I get when a man that smells good walks past me and just envelops me in his scent trail, I stumbled upon this. First got a whiff of Valentino Donna Born Aroma, and then I got a whiff of this, and my life was changed from then on. I will never be the same again. You guys, this fragrance took me places. I can't even express to you guys the amount of compliments, the level of confidence that this gives you. You have to own it when you wear this. You have to really put yourself in the mind of a boss. You have to feel that when you wear this fragrance. You guys, that wraps up this video. I want to thank you guys so much for staying to the end, for watching this video in its entirety. I appreciate you. If you have not already, please subscribe to the channel, girl. I don't know what you're doing, but we're a fun bunch over here. We're good vibes. We're all the things. So go ahead and subscribe and join the gang so that you don't miss any further uploads from your girl. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Care yourself and remember to always look good and smell good on a budget, that is. Bye.